Hey guys, welcome back. I decided to change up the format today a little bit. Normally I film over there at my computer desk. Today I thought I would do a bit more chilled out one, and I'm just sitting here in the corner of my room next to the window because there's a lot of light. So I thought the lighting would be a bit better if I sat here. But yeah, thought I'd do a bit more chilled out, sort of vloggy style video for this one. Still want to cover a few good points, so I'll share those with you in this video. So the thing I wanted to talk about in this video was a book I'm reading called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. I'm reading it on my Kindle. I'm sure it's available on Amazon and all that. But there is an idea in it that I came across that I am really interested in testing out, and it's all about using vocabulary and your words and choosing your vocabulary and your words very selectively in order to change the way you think about what you're experiencing and how you perceive the world around you and any situation or emotions you're experiencing. It's a concept he calls transformational vocabulary, and like I said, it's just a way of changing or selectively choosing words in a very careful way so that you are more in control of the things you're experiencing, so you can heighten good emotions and minimize negative emotions basically. So I wanted to talk about that with you guys and run through a little exercise that I'm going to have a little go experimenting with, and one that you can join in with as well, and I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video, so stick around. So like I said, the theory behind it is that the words we actively use in our day-to-day, all the time language greatly affects how we perceive things around us. So choosing what words you use on an everyday basis and in regular use is really important, because it dictates the things you're going to experience and how you are going to react to the world around you, what people are saying and thinking, that sort of thing. A quote from Tony Robbins himself in the book, and I'll read this from my laptop now because I cannot remember it off the top of my head at all, is: people with an impoverished vocabulary live an impoverished emotional life. People with rich vocabularies have a multi-hued palette of colours with which to paint their experiences, not only for others, but for themselves as well. That's a good way of putting it, if ever I heard one. So, an example of how a negative word can be bad if you use it too much or in your everyday language. For example, I have a really bad habit of saying when I'm tired at any level, I'll just always say I'm wrecked or I'm exhausted at the end of the day. Say I've finished working for the day and I'm just I'm wrecked. When I'm not necessarily wrecked, I'm just a bit tired. The act of actually saying I'm wrecked almost makes it a reality. You sort of think, yeah, I am. And you exaggerate the feeling of being tired in your head because you're saying it out loud. So instead of saying I'm wrecked, what I'm trying to do from now on, and I'll go over this in the exercise at the end of the video, is trying to replace that word wrecked or exhausted or something with a more positive, or at least a less negative word. For example, I'm going to try and use, instead of saying I'm wrecked, I'm going to try saying I'm a little bit tired. And on the flip side of that, in a positive frame, if someone asks you, for example, how are you today, or how are you doing, quite a lot of the time what I'll do is I'll answer yeah, I'm fine, or yeah, I'm good. And that's fine, maybe that is how you're feeling, maybe you're just alright. But if you were to change the word you use in that situation, say, oh, I'm brilliant, or I'm awesome, or I'm fantastic, or exaggerate how good you're feeling, that can change. I'm not saying it's gonna magically make you 1,000 times better, feel better or whatever, but if you say that instead of oh, I'm alright, I'm good, I'm alright, and if you just enthusiastically say to someone, oh no, I'm great, I'm feeling brilliant, you're going to feel a little bit better, or at the very least you're going to make them feel a bit more oh, this person's, I don't normally hear that sort of thing, it's good to hear a bit of a change out of someone, so I don't know, take that as you will. So the little exercise I wanted to do in this video, I want you to choose 3 negative words that you use far too much, or you use in your everyday language, that you could use less of, or use less negative words in its place of. I'm terrible at English today. And then I also want you to choose 3 positively framed words that you could exaggerate in order to make yourself feel better. So for example, the words I'm going to use are wrecked, bored, and sick of it. Those are my negative words. My positive words are going to be fine, good, and no problem. So I'll often say, if someone says something, like asks me to do something, I'll say, oh, no problem, I'll take a look at that, I'll do that, whatever. When you have your 6 words, your 3 positive and your 3 negative, I want you to then think of a word for each that you can replace it with. And when you're doing this, you want to try and make it as funny or as sort of a strange little phrase you can use, so it really, so you sort of have to think about it, and it interrupts your pattern of thinking, and it can sort of break that negative feeling you have. The ones I'm going to use are, instead of erect, I'm going to use a tad tired. Instead of bored, time abundant. So that's meant to just be kind of funny, because rather than saying that I'm bored because I've got nothing to do, I'm going to say, oh, I've got loads of time, I can do what I want, basically. It's just a different way of framing it, I guess. And then sick of it, I'll say, oh, I'm sick of doing this, I'm sick of making these YouTube videos. I'm not, but it's just an example. Instead of saying sick of it, an inkling of dislike. So I'm just trying to use stupid words, or not stupid words, but words that I would never use, that sort of make me just what the am I doing? And for my positive ones, fine goes to fantastic, good goes to great, and no problem is going to change to happy to. So when someone asks me to do something oh, do you mind taking the bins out, I was like, oh yeah, happy to, instead of no problem, because no problem's kind of so that's the idea. Give it a go. So yeah, those are the 6 words that I'm looking to change in the next, I don't know, couple of weeks. I'll report back on here how it goes, and you guys in the comments let me know how you're getting on. If you want to try it, what words you use a lot that are negative, and if you do try it, please let me know in the comments how you get on, and if you find it makes a difference using this concept of transformational vocabulary, or if you think it's utter nonsense, just let me know what you think, because I'm interested to hear what other people think. I'm really interested to try it, and I think it'll work. The way I've been thinking about it makes me think it'll work, and I think I'm quite optimistic and open-minded when it comes to these sorts of things. I'm interested in new ideas and things like that, but that's my personality, and a lot of people might be skeptical. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'll definitely make a follow-up video, because I've got more ideas from the book that I want to discuss on here, and in that video I'll also include the results that I've experienced whilst trying this transformational vocabulary exercise that I've done. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. Once again, thanks for checking out this video and for your continued support. It's great. I am really enjoying making these videos, and I hope you enjoyed this new format. So please be sure check me out again if it's something you're enjoying. If you did enjoy this video, I made another one about how to stop complaining that you'd probably enjoy as well, so be sure to check that out. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.